and welcome to the Webcast for Tuesday, October 7th. I'm South Ops meteorologist Jonathan O'Brien. The marine layer has deepened a little further this morning, but like yesterday is still fighting against a weak offshore flow influence, which should once again lead to the low clouds burning off pretty quickly today. And across the interior, sunny skies are in control once again. As we look at some wind observations over Southern California this morning, we do still have some of those light northeast to east winds in the mountain areas, with some gusts of 20 to 25 miles per hour. These light offshore winds will persist through the midday hours today before letting up, and it looks like today is our last day of this light offshore flow as pressure gradients turn much more onshore in the days ahead. We'll be spending another day in this pleasant air mass that we've been in, although with the light offshore flow, we are starting to get a little on the warmer side. We'll see more in the way of mid to upper 80s away from the coast today, and potentially even some 90-degree readings in the southern San Joaquin Valley and the warmer valleys of Southern California. Tomorrow we'll see similar temperatures, if anything a couple degrees cooler in most spots as we lose the offshore flow and troughing begins to approach. Minimum humidity will come down a little today, mainly between 15 and 30% above and inland from the marine layer influence today and tomorrow. And the forecast for later this week is starting to come into better focus as we narrow down the details of what's happening with Hurricane Priscilla to our south, which will continue tracking parallel to the Baja coast and in our general direction over the next few days. While the center of Priscilla will remain to our south and eventually dissipate, a strong trough off the Pacific Northwest is going to essentially scoop up a lot of Priscilla's tropical moisture and direct it towards Southern California and the interior west. Think of it as a channeling effect in between that deep trough off the northwest coast and a ridge over the desert southwest. That's going to drive an unusually humid tropical air mass into Southern California by later this week. So get ready for another bout of Southern California feeling more like Florida. However, this time the tropical moisture won't stick around too long, as once that trough crashes ashore this weekend, it's going to push all the moisture out to our east. In terms of rainfall, we'll remain dry through Wednesday. From there, scattered showers and thunderstorms will begin to move over Southern California by later Thursday and continue off and on through Saturday due to the moisture from Priscilla. Right now, Friday into early Saturday looks like the wettest period overall. Isolated shower and thunderstorm activity associated with the Pacific Trough may also affect much of Central California from Friday into Saturday, but that looks like it would be very light activity, just favoring the mountain areas. There's still some uncertainty in the rainfall amount forecast, and while this is going to be another beneficial moisture event in a season that has already seen several of them, indications are that rain totals won't be that impressive overall. Most measurable rainfall will be near and east of Los Angeles County, and even then will mostly be a quarter of an inch or less. However, some wetter foothills and mountains, as well as portions of the lower and eastern deserts, may see half an inch to an inch of rain. Most areas north of LA County will likely see little to no rainfall. As that trough moves overhead, we should start to dry out by later in the upcoming weekend, but it will likely come with a strong cooling trend. Here's a look at the forecast highs by Saturday. Valley highs will fall back into the 70s this weekend. Some fairly strong northerly winds are possible by Saturday night into Sunday. However, the cool temperatures, elevated humidity, and marginal fuel conditions should greatly limit any fire weather concerns. And the cool pattern will likely be here to stay as the latest Climate Prediction Center outlook shows below normal temperatures continuing through the middle of October. There's also a chance for some additional shower activity sometime early to mid next week. We've been on a gradual fuel drying trend the past few days, and that trend still has a day or two left to go. So burning conditions should be continuing to trend more favorable as we work out some of the excess moisture from September. But that drying trend will start to reverse by later this week, especially over Southern California, as the tropical moisture moves in. Large fire potential will continue to remain very low given the lack of any significant fire weather. Some light initial attack activity remains likely with the lingering dry weather over the next couple of days and the temperatures being a little warmer. But the moisture later this week is likely to further reduce fire potential. That's it for today's webcast. Thanks for joining us. Next one will be on Wednesday, October 8th.